Hi. Today we are going to talk about the if function in Excel. If is a most basic analysis function in the Excel. So if function has three arguments. The first one is the logical test. Second one is the value to be returned, which is when the logical test is true, and third is the value which is returned if the logical test is false. So we have taken up this if function and we will be explaining it uh, in four Excel sheets. So we have taken up four cases in Excel. Simple if function, in which is a simple logical test, the value is returned when the logical test is true and the value is returned when the logical test is false. Then we have taken up the second case is nested if function. Nested if function is a function in which the if function is used as an argument to the logical test. And the third one is if and function. Suppose if you need to conduct many logical tests and the value is returned when all the logical tests are true, and the third value is returned when any one of the logical tests is false. The fourth is if or function. If or function is the function which is just which have many logical tests, and if any one of the logical tests is true, the second value is returned, otherwise the third value is returned. So we have taken this in detail and we will be explaining further.
So this is a table of here. This is a table of a classroom students marks obtained in a particular subject. So you can see here these are roll numbers, these are the name of students, these are marks obtained, these are total marks, this is the result. So we'll use the passing mark is 40 and the total marks is 100. So we use the if function here to see if the student is pass or fail. If the student gets some marks greater or equal to 40, he is pass. If he gets the mark gets these marks less than 40, he is fail. So let us write the if function. Let us use the if function to write the formula. So let's write here is equal to if. So in case of if function, there are three arguments. First one is logical test. So what is logical test? Logical test is when you compare two values. So here we are going to compare marks obtained is greater or equal to this mark C3, because this is the passing mark. If this condition is satisfied, if this logical test is satisfied, return the value, return the argument pass, return this text. Otherwise return fail as the text. Enter. So here the student has got mark 12 marks only has got, so he is fail. 12 marks is less than 40, so he is fail. So let us use the same formula in second row also. Copy, paste. So now you can see here 50 is more than 40, so the answer should be pass, but the result here is wrong. Why? We need to check the reason of it. Look at this formula C40. So it is comparing with total marks. That means it should have compared. In this case it compares with C3. In this row it compares with C4. That means you need to reference should be made absolute. In general, Excel takes the relative reference. Now when you move the rows downwards, the reference rows also moves downwards. The reference made are always relative in Excel. So for making a relative reference as absolute, we need to use the dollar sign. So when you type the dollar sign before this, it makes the column absolute. Now you need to make the row also absolute. So let us make the row absolute. Use type a dollar here also. Now you don't have to compare it with past total marks. You need to compare it with passing mark. So just change it to C3 and now type. So here you get pass because 450 is more than 40. So the student is passed. That means Satish is passed. Let us check about Krishna. Copy and paste. So Krishna is also passed. Now Krishna has got 450, 52. So 52 is more than 40, so he is passed. Now you can see, now when we have moved the row downwards, the absolute reference has not gone downwards. Whereas this value C8, it was C8 here and it is C9 here. That means other all text means other reference is relative, only this reference is absolute. So you need to remember this in Excel. Now you can use the same the text downwards. Now we have seen that these result. Now what we need to do is, suppose if you want these failed students not to be mentioned, suppose this, if you want to remove this failed text from the results, you just have to delete this and only quotations shall be present. The quotation, starting quotation and the ending quotation of the third argument shall be present, and text should be removed. So now, so if you copy the same thing here to here, paste, and here to here, paste. Now you can see the students who are fail are not mentioned. The result, the fail text is missing from this because the third argument fail text has been removed. So please see, Faz was fail, so the text is removed. Here the text is removed. Neha, the text, the Neha was failed, so the text was removed. Ali Ahmed was failed, the text is removed. So this is how you can just remove the text of something. Suppose if you do not want the fail text to be present in the result sheet, so you can just have this. Or suppose if you want, suppose if we remove the third argument, what could be the result? Just have a look. See here in this if condition, we have only the logical test and the first argument. The third argument is missing. See what could be the answer. See false. So by default, the Excel gives the false as the third argument. So you have checked it. See here, Ali Ahmed was failed. Third argument is missing from the formula, so it has been given as fail. So just we'll correct it. Now we'll just re-put this. So this is the end of simple if function. Now we'll go to nested if function. Let us get it here. So again we have seen there are 10 students, the same students are here. Only thing that what we have made the change here is we have put the grace marks, the grace marks 10 for everyone, so that the students, suppose the students have got more than 30 or 30. So giving the grace marks as 10 will make him pass. So 30 plus 10 is 40. So passing mark is 40. He will be pass. Now the grace mark is given 10 for every student. Now no one has got 90, so it will not be 100. So since the highest mark here is 85, so 85 plus 10 it will be 95. So the students who got less than 40 marks or greater than 40 marks, every student has got 10 marks as the grace marks. So let us see how we can use the nested if function here. So let us start with the is equal to sign. If Now we'll put the logical test. Marks obtained C7 is equal to C3. Let us make it absolute. See, that is dollar, put dollar sign here. Now that means first argument is pass. Now in place of second argument, if we put another if sign, so if sign, again we have put if sign. If the student is, the marks is more than 40 or is equal to 40, he is pass. Otherwise, we will have to check. We need the formula to check another logical test. So we write the formula: C7 plus T7 is greater or equal to this C3. Now again we will make it absolute, so do not change as you progress on the lower row side. Now we'll put pass. We'll put pass with grace marks. Again, still if the student has got less than 40, even after adding 10 marks of the grace mark, we want it to be typed as fail. Result as fail. So let us rewrite this. So you need to check this first one, and second one is again this. So these Amit has got 12 marks only. 12 plus 10, it becomes 22. Still it is less than 40, so it is fail. Now we copy the same formula downwards. So you can see 50, 52, 55, now 32. Now 32 is plus 10 is 42, which is greater than 40, hence he is passed, but passed with grace marks. So the result is passed with grace marks. We have put it as passed with grace marks so that we can just distinguish the students who has scored more than 40 or equal to 40. Otherwise, the student who has passed the subject with grace marks have been marked as this text. So 20 plus 10 again becomes 38. So this Neha is again fail. So 72 and 30. So this is how the nested if. This nested if means if under the if function used under the if function. So this is the nested if. So this is a simple example which we have used here. So you can just practice it and reuse it for bigger functions. Or suppose if you want it to be checked for 3 or 4 values, suppose if you want another if to be under this if, you can use it. So it all depends. Here we have used only a simple formula. You can just try it for yourself and you can improve your skills in Excel. Let us start the third function, means third if and function. The simple if function, we have seen that the student is pass if he has got more than or equal to 40. Now we will get into the if and or and formula. So in this case, we have seen that we can see that there are 5 subjects. Now if a student has to give all the 5 subjects, and student can be passed, the result can be passed only if he gets 40 or is equal to 40 in all the 5 subjects. Now if in any one subject the student get less than 40, he is failed, his result is failed. So you need to check for the logical test, you need to have the logical test for more. You can have more logical test to give the output, more than one. If you need to have more than one logical test to give the final output, yes or no. That means second and third argument can only be given if there are more than one logical test is conducted. So let us start here. Is equal to if. Now if we start the bracket and write end, so this is the format end. Now this C7 is greater or equal to E3. What is E3? Now we need to make it as absolute, otherwise we'll start changing for other rows. So this one. Now this test, first one, logical test. Now again we can copy the same thing here, copy and paste. Now you need to change it C8. C. No, sorry. We need to put it as D7. Now D7 should also be greater or equal to 40. Again. Now again check E7 should be or equal to. You can copy and paste also. That will save your time. Now C7, D7, E7. This is F7 or G7. I need to write F7. Now this is the end. Now here the format is, you need to close this, is equal to, that means comma, again put the quotation, pass, quotation ends, comma, quotation starts, third argument is fail. So here you can see, you need to pass in all the 5 subjects to have the result as pass. Here you see Amit has got 12 marks in maths, 35 in social science, science 47. Means in science, English and Hindi, he is pass, but in 2 subjects he is failed. So the result is fail. Now you can copy the same result downwards. Enter. Now see, here Neha is fail. Again Ali Ahmed is fail. Faz is also fail. So the few students have failed, and few students have passed. So this is how you can use the if and for function. So you need to just have this format need to be remembered. So how it starts and how it ends. So this is if and or formula. Now in if only we'll see the if and or formula. Now we will use this if and or formula. So again the same table we have used here. This is the percentage of marks which we have. This is the new column which we have generated. See, the percentage of marks can be more than 40. Still the student can be failed because he has secured less than 40 marks in any one of the 5 subjects. So let us get into it. If, let us start the formula. If or now give smaller than this value. Let us make it permanent, that means absolute. Dollar sign we are putting it. Now for the same, she's here also. You can just copy it. We'll just copy it here. Now you need to close the bracket. So comma, you need to just fail. Fail is the first one, second argument here, and pass is the third argument. Because if a student has got less than 40, so this is how the format is. Just have a look on it. Here if starts or means in any one of the subject, if the value, if this is satisfied, if in one of the test logical test is satisfied, the answer, first answer will fail. Otherwise, if all the subjects are, means all the tests are not satisfied, then the result will be pass. So let's have it. Fail. That means 12 is less than 40. So it's fail. One condition is satisfied here. Just have it. So you can see here the if and AND function. We have used the if function and AND function. If function we have see first is fail, second, third, first, sixth, eighth and 10th. 4 students have failed here also. First, sixth, eighth and 10th. There are two ways of using the same formula. We have used means two ways of giving the same answers by different formulae. One is if and formula, other is if or formula. Thus we have tried to give you a glimpse of if formula. So you can check on yourself also. You can check and improve yourself in this Excel if formula. So now since now we have been seeing this formula in which we have been using the text here under the means quotations. Now we need only, now we can just write suppose you write true here, means pass here, and here fail. Now in this formula you can just type in case of fail this value, this value. Now you need to make it permanent. That means absolute value. Just use $sign. Now you can see here, you don't have to use the text all the time. You can just have a reference from any cell. You can put means we have just written we have typed pass and fail in these two boxes, in two cells. So we can use this type also. You don't have to put up quotations all the time and then write true or false. You can just have this and copy and paste. The answer will be the same. Now you see the answer is the same. So you can use this also. You don't have to type pass and fail all the time. You can take the reference. Now you can take the reference from any active cell, means any cell of the Excel, and use your formula like this also. Thank you.
So we have taken up all the 4 cases, and I hope this will be helping you in understanding the if function in detail. So we'll be making up many more videos of this Microsoft Excel. Please subscribe our channel and like it. So it will be encouragement for us to make many more videos in future. Thank you.